staff has referred many people to other departments to assist as well. But unfortunately, there's still many issues that haven't been addressed that would benefit everyone. So hopefully this will help today.
I mean, we really want to do the best we can.
Appreciate that.
Greg doesn't, but I'm his supervisor, so if you could, it'd be easier for our office if I could but I'm the chief of investigations.
That's one example. This is our petition that we started as of today. It will continue until these issues are resolved. There's also an online petition that was started, and of course the intention is to be on the same page to prevent, tax evasion, liability in the county. And so we have good intentions with the petition.
Would you guys like to come in and talk? Or
We really appreciate it. Is that appropriate? How many people can attend? 2, 3, okay.
we kind of disrupt operations.
Sure.
Right.
How about 6?
Marina, she's a homeowner that's dealing with the crisis right now. Candace, who's dealt with this issue.
Met with our staff a lot.
Yes, she's previously worked for banks herself and knows very much the ins and outs of the industry. And may I go in as well if that's appropriate? Is that
Yeah.
right with you guys?
Yeah. Tacit consensus.
Okay.
Are there any more of these? Yes. I think it's okay. Just ask the Shalini said
Yeah. There we go.
Are there any more of these guys?
No, I think that's
Okay,
it.
thanks you guys.
Thank you guys. Be right back. Yeah.
He said 3.
He said 3.
I said 6.
Well, he didn't agree.
I think with your pending case, it's probably not appropriate for you to be here and us
He
talking
said
to
only
you.
3 people.
Yeah, we're good, Brian. Thank you, though. Thank you for the support, Brian. I appreciate it.
Can I say?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
I just want to hear what you have to say.
Thank you.
This is probably a lot for me to digest.
In a short amount of time.
So, I mean, in terms of, honestly, in terms of what it is that you
Michael?
from the district attorney's office, is there anything beyond us receiving the information, reviewing it to see what we can do about it, and getting back to you?
That's a great question. Yes.
What is it that you want? How can we help?
Here's an example. This is an example of lender processing services. They're not in compliance with the law in the California state. This is a standard temperature check to see if the business is in compliance with the laws, checking with the Secretary of State. This particular company is being sued by the other Attorney General in the state of Nevada. We have yet to do anything about it. They're the exact same company, doing the exact same thing in the state of California where they're foreclosing fraudulently on many, many
So let
houses.
me make sure I understand that. The fraud or the misrepresentation is they haven't been properly incorporated.
That's one. That's just one.
Actually, what it is the trustees for the sales hire these folks as the subcontractors to do the trustee sales.
Okay.
Okay. They required to be bonded in California state. That's what.
Okay.
That's what she
So they're not
bonded.
properly bonded.
Exactly, but they're processing. Right.
So the auctioneer and the company should be bonded, so that's 2.
It's like
That's
a,
another issue.
And the employee in every location. Are they doing it? Did verify this.
and
That is nothing like our issue. Yes, no. And the Secretary of State came back and said, well, technically, you don't have to have a bond if it's a foreclosure, because we don't have that category. But we have the category for real estate. She said, so I guess technically, yes, they do have cat bond. So this was all verified, that yes, in fact, they are all in violation of not holding.
is there, included in here, is there some contact information for the person to provided that? Okay.
I can also write down our information if that helps for the convenience. And there are other issues as well. Some of these companies have been surrendered or suspended. There are subsidiaries of banks now. As of last year, the Dodd-Frank, you'll hear it occasionally on the news. A lot of politics would either be in favor or against the Dodd-Frank law that was passed last year in respect to the Wall Street crash. And what it is subsidiaries of banks have to be in compliance with they have their subsidiaries as pawns, so that if there's any liability, people, it's not us, it's our subsidiary. So as of last year, a lot of these subsidiaries had to be licensed, a lot of them are not. So a lot of these banks are foreclosing on houses totally illegally. And then there's other issues too. There are people that are dealing with, I know for a fact that sometimes the processing of a service, of somebody proof of service, they serve you.
Yeah.
Some of these companies are stating that they are serving people personally, when in fact they're not. I don't know if they're hiring people to lie on, prove themselves under oath in court, but there's a lot of discrepancies, there's a lot of violations, and it's not that hard to find the fraud.
Are the details of that contained in
these
the
reports?
Generally, yes.
Okay.
And
This one contains the details for the bonds and such, and what's a concern is that some of the specific information for an individual home was presented before Judge Lafay. And it's clear that in a foreclosure sale case. And even with that evidence in front of her, she has ruled to evict the family. So we need to bring this to light as far as, where is the gap then? If we have documentation from the Secretary of State that there's been violation of compliance, that then does not allow them to do the actual of the trustees sale.
or any other business for that matter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How can that evidence, hard copy from the Secretary of State be presented and still an order be written to evict the family?
Okay.
So it gets as specific as that.
We're trying to prevent people from putting actual sheriffs as part to the party for legal
Right.
evictions.
Yeah.
And they're by the county, we're trying to make sure the county isn't liable. And also the county tax revenue base stays, somewhat as healthy as possible considering the times, because all these foreclosures are negatively impacting our communities.
Here's an example. I just put the president's speech on top, but you can just disregard that if need be. Here, this is the exhibits that can actually be considered in regarding further investigation that's needed in the county. Again, here's the blue of it, but here's an example of other companies as well. These are title companies. This is a foreclosure company. This is Deutsche Bank, a subsidiary again that needs also to be licensed with DFI, I believe, and they're not. Recon Trust Company, I believe, also is a subsidiary of Bank of America. They also need to be licensed with DFI. They are not.
And bonded, and they're one of the
This
highest.
company's been suspended. A lot of people are now familiar with MERS, MERS, Mortgage Electronic Registration System. It's not a legitimate company for transferring the deed and the trust, and at times there's been proof that this company has transferred to a trustee and then done it again, and then done it again when they're only supposed to do it once, to do like two different companies or maybe more. And they have a history in...
Is that information or that
No, this is separate. I'm giving that to you as well.
Yeah, these are multiple separate, we're giving you two reports really, as well as an overview.
And then I know it's kind of inconvenience for these blows, but it's just so that you can't
Okay.
ignore it. I don't mind you leave that to you as well.
Sometimes bigger can be better, I guess.
It's a lot of information I know to digest, as you said, but hopefully it'll help this issue further and in a timely manner.
This is the big, this is all their numbers,
Right.
figures, summary of the code, everyone, during the period that was done under the code, and the total dollar amount.
We're looking at, in 4 months, almost $381 million being absconded from locally. And so we ran numbers as far as, okay, what would the state figures be? And we're talking, $590 billion sifted off, extracted from in real estate in 2 years from California.
That we know of.
So it's, and some of the response we've gotten from folks is that, well, all they have to do is put the bond in and that's it. It's not a retroactive. And it is impacting us statewide. And when you look at the governor having to do cutbacks for welfare services, and you're looking at the banks, something with those types of numbers here, that's working with you guys. And also there needs to be something where you guys at your level, at the county level, there's things that we think that you folks can do, so the statement that we can't do anything and pass this off to either state or federal doesn't sit right with us. We know that there's certain things that aren't in your jurisdiction, but we
What are
do
those
believe, we think that because you are the county, you folks can amongst yourselves say that there's a moratorium here. The DA's office, the sheriff's office, and the
Recorder's
county
office.
board of supervisors,
Yeah.
and the recorder can unilaterally say, we're putting a halt on the foreclosures till we do these audits. And then you folks pass the if it needs to be, you folks pass the investigation material onto Kamala Harris, the state, or the federal people.
Keep in mind,
What is,
just,
so what is your response to that? Is there some basis?
That's a matter of law. I'm talking to a cop. I really don't know.
keep,
Does the county have authority to?
At the county level?
I
keep,
don't know.
I'm sorry, but keep in mind, Attorney General wants to stop foreclosures, that there are other areas in the state where they've actually done the audit, like San Francisco, and they are doing the halt to foreclosures, where sheriffs arrest or find auctioneers in LA County and other counties. So there are examples. We're not requesting anything that's out of the ordinary. It's just that this is such an epidemic and a new issue to many people that we have to learn from each other.
And also, you know, if there's, my understanding from with police and law enforcement is if you folks witness a crime, then you folks need to intervene in the crime. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, if
Either
somebody's getting
citation or
hurt,
arrest or
yeah,
something, that's
and,
right.
you know, there's violence, yeah, our job is to protect people.
So then,
Crime is crime.
because
Like
we
color
can't
crime,
expect the state to be
color
here at the auction to see it, but if you folks were able to be present and know what the code is, you know, read it, see that they're not,
We the people?
Hey, how you doing?
How's it going, ma'am?
see that the various violations in the code, they're not announcing themselves, they're not giving their bond number, they're not saying who they're employed by, and those are all in the statute, then it's our understanding that if a deputy was there, it would be their responsibility to intervene on the illegal activity that's going on.
Right.
You get scared. It's just picked up.
Yeah,
Because it's worth $600,000, that one
you want to
auction.
be on very firm footing before you do something.
Right. Well, and so we're trying to provide you
That's
with
what we
the,
want.
the information that you could start to develop. You could start to develop the case.
I'm getting to the point of almost, you know, where you've got so much
Right.
information.
You need
Immersion,
to
It's
immersion,
not
yeah.
sinking in anymore.
No
Yeah.
worries.
I'm just about there, but I would really like
I appreciate your honesty.
if, yeah, man's got to know some limitations. Can I get the one person's
Information,
name
yeah.
or contact? I mean, when we review all of this, how are we to get back to you? Am I to call you?
Oh.
Who?
Yeah.
I mean, who?
Well,
how?
Joyce has mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we?
She's been trying to help
Maybe I'll put it
Mark.
on the back here.
Well, you can put it on his card there. Anyway. Douglas.
Oh, who did you meet with the IRS? Do you remember the person's name?
It's on, no, I mean, actually,
James,
we
Jim?
talked. We talked on the phone for about an hour.
So you want to do
I'm
something
going to
in
do
this?
as far as
You guys
take
putting your
taxes.
information as well?
Okay.
And then he just told me that he's working with the FBI and the Justice Department and putting together what's called Operation Espionage. And so we were trying to meet up with the FBI, like, to
Yeah.
see where they are, you know, so and my big thing, because I am a banker, is that I know they evade all state income taxes.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping we can get the IRS and get them to go to the banks that way. Where this group and myself too, we're thinking, okay, we've got to stop, get the moratorium on the foreclosures under control here in our county while we're going after the bigger picture, and that's the tax evasion and everything else that's affecting the entire state. So when this came up that all 56 counties in California were going to their county headquarters, and of course I worked back and forth with Joe too, and said, Joe, you've got robo-signers on the Declaration of Compliance, which is a California statute. That's a felony. You know, maybe we can't do anything about these robo-signers on assignments, which is what Kamala is making the deal with. But we can go after a local level state statute against that. And I couldn't get Joe to do anything
Okay.
to even do the audit. So that's why when the audit came up, and then the group said, look, let's investigate, let's do the research, let's get the numbers, and present this correctly so people have backup to look at. Because we know your office doesn't have time to go do this type of research.
And that has the San Francisco audit.
Yeah, and it's got the
Yeah.
other things.
So of these three people, who should I contact to set up an appointment?
Candace, and then Marina, and then you can contact me last if need be.
Okay.
Oh, you'll let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're good at communicating
Yeah,
across
if
the.
you're comfortable, we'll stay in touch with you as well.
Sure.
Great.
it's gonna, I mean, we have a small but very qualified real estate fraud unit, so I will get it to their attention.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a cop for 26 years and supervised a major fraud unit at another DA's office, and Jennifer Glimp is as good as they get. And Jerry DeLegion is as smart and competent a business law prosecutor as there is. So,
Well, I've met
you know,
Jerry too.
we're not LA County, we don't have unlimited resources, but
No, I
we do take.
understand.
Which I'm glad we've probably been able to come in and meet you.
Real estate fraud, and we will do what we can.
Great,
We hear you,
that's-
sir. We know there's other
appreciate that.
departments in other states that have, you know, maybe even a white collar crime division and everything. We understand what you have to work with, but we do hope that the responsibility isn't passed off to other departments and
Agencies.
jurisdictions. We hope that we can assist any way that we can. Please be in touch because we would like to assist so that, you know, our
Okay.
community is safe and protected from fraudulent behavior.
Cool,
Thank you.
great.